Hello, welcome to Let's Get Growing. This is the May edition. I'm Nesta, so some of you will know me from coming up to the garden. I'm here through the week. Jo's busy teaching one of her courses today, so you've got me instead. I'll try and do a good job for you. It is May. It's a very hot day. Well, it's the last day of April actually. It's a very hot day for this time of year. We can definitely feel that the season is moving on. We're getting into summertime. So I'm standing with all these beautiful blossoming apple trees that are just coming into flower. So they're ready to turn into lots of apples for us. We've got the rhubarb going crazy. Lunch Club is cooking up some rhubarb for our lunch today. We've got strawberries here all starting to flower, and we'll talk a little bit more about them because you've got strawberries in your packs today as well. And then I don't know if you'll be able to hear the wren and the robin are singing their songs as well. So it's definitely all systems go. Signs of summer are on the way. So let's have a look at what's in the pack. So we've got Caucasian spinach, which I'll tell you all about. We've got sunflowers and a strawberry plant. But we'll start with this because it's a bit unusual. It's called Caucasian spinach because we use the leaves like we would use a spinach, obviously when they're bigger than this. So this is a perennial plant. So the ordinary spinach that we know is an annual. We sow the seeds, we pick it that year, and then it's gone, start again. We're trying in the garden to move over a bit more to perennial plants, so ones that we grow and they'll live year after year. One of the main reasons for that is on very hot days like today, a plant that's been in the ground for a few years has got deeper roots, bigger root system, and it won't rely so much on us to keep watering it because we've got a lot of things crying out for water. Last summer was a very hot summer. We're looking forward to more of those. So more perennial plants in the ground, looking after themselves a bit more, means hopefully less pressure on us for watering. So that's why we are growing these. They're all in, you'll see they're in a cardboard pot rather than a plastic one. So the joy of that is you can put the whole thing into the ground or into your next pot. They're not desperate to have anything done with them at the minute, apart from keep them really moist. Because the pot is porous, the water will evaporate more quickly than a plastic one. So just keep an eye on it. They don't want to be waterlogged, but they don't want to dry out either. And whenever you're ready, pop it into a bigger pot and you can put the whole thing into the soil and the roots will find their way out and grow and spread when it needs more space. This is a vine, so it will need something to climb up. It will need some support. We're waiting to see what they do because we've not grown them yet either. So you're kind of starting with us when we do, but it's a vine, so it'll need to go in a sizable pot. Something like this would be perfect. And they'll need some kind of support, a stake or a trellis or something to grow up, otherwise they'll be flopping all around. So that's Caucasian spinach. So next up we're looking at our sunflowers. These are, I think all of these are a giant sunflower. So you get the really thick long stalk and a big sunflower head at the top. So again, they'll need some support, especially if you're in a windy spot. What I might do actually, I'll put some willow canes, some big sticks next to the pack. So if you've not got a stick at home, you can take one with you and tie this on when it gets bigger. I've had a little look today to check, does it need potting on? I can see one or two roots coming through, but it's not desperate, and you can always give it a little squeeze and have a look in. I can still see quite a lot of room to grow there before it's desperate for more space. So what we'll do is let that one establish a little bit longer, and it'll tell you when it's growing out and when it's ready for a bit more room. So we'll pop that one back and move on to the strawberry plants. So these little guys are ready to go. They could do with a bit more space. Strawberries can go into the ground, they can go into pots. Some people grow them in a hanging basket, And the advantage of that is you're further away from the slugs and the snails who want to eat your strawberries. So that's a quite nice way to grow them as well. But a pot like this would be perfect. So I'm gonna need quite a bit of soil to get in here. And this is a mix of bought compost and compost we've made ourselves. I'm going to mix that in, make sure there's not any big clods. This is quite nice, moist stuff to plant it into. So, as always, support the plant underneath while we tip it out. And again, this one could have waited a bit longer, but it won't do any harm to get it established in the pot where it's going to grow now. So make a bit of room and pull the soil back in around it, give it a little firm in, and then we'll want to water it as we planted it just to help those roots establish and settle in. There's your strawberry. So we're in the strawberry patch. These strawberries are quite well established. They've been here for a few years now, which is why they're a bit ahead of the ones you're taking home. They're already flowering, so each flower will turn into the strawberry fruit. But what I wanted to show you is how we've made the strawberries that you're taking home. So strawberries are a plant that spreads by setting out runners, what we call runners. So the main plant, when it feels like it's ready to sort of grow a bit more, sends off a long stalk that then puts roots into the ground and turns into a second strawberry plant. And what we've done is come along when we've seen those roots, snipped off the runner, popped them in a pot, and then we've looked after them all. So we do that at the end of summer after the plants have finished fruiting. Then we look after them all winter, make sure they've got good roots and they're going to grow, and then we've handed them on to you, and your one will do the same. So what is one strawberry plant will become many eventually, and a whole patch like this. So you've got your packs for May. Thank you for watching, and see you next month.